Hello. This is Carla Thornton McLean. This is a pre-recorded video, you guys, and I'm trying to make a decision to decide on when I'm actually going to be having these, how you say, tips, if you will, additional videos, actually weekly, in regards to, like I said, just some benefits and tips, some particular videos that I'm going to actually be doing for you all. I did do one on actually Facebook Live, which was actually great, but I'm trying to decide on what will be a good day and time. So, and I'm not for sure if it's actually going to be pretty late at night due to my schedule. It's a different schedule, if you will, quite different, not a regular schedule. So, I'm sorry, you guys. Watch what's going on. I do apologize, but anyway, I will decide on that later. But I wanted to go on and get this one done as a pre-recording to make sure it's actually taken care of, because last week I was out of pocket due to a very special event, a family reunion event that we actually had. So it took up a lot of my time. So I did miss you all, but on this one's very interesting topic and real topic that I want to talk about today. How you say, like a tip or beneficial additional video that I want to talk about today. And today is going to be the conversation that no one talks about, the truth beneath the surface. Okay. What are those silent conversations you're having with yourself? Okay, that no one knows about. Okay, because we all do that. We have conversations with others. A lot of us have conversations with ourselves. My mother used to tell me, talking to yourself is fine. Actually, answering, you probably need to be concerned. So, in other words, it's those silent conversations that you're having with yourself that no one knows about but just you, okay? If you will, let's talk about, in other words, is smiling outside but actually struggling inside, okay? Nodding yes, but you're screaming internally, okay? Feeling exhausted from pretending to be okay, but you're really actually not okay, okay? So those are those silent conversations you're having with yourself that no one knows about, okay? Now let's discuss the unspoken truths, okay? Those hidden internal conversations, okay? Self-doubt. Am I enough? Fear of judgment. What if they find out the real me, okay? And when you're having those unspoken truths, what if they find out the real me? Once again, I just want to say that's actually how you're feeling about yourself, not how others feel, but in your mind, that's what it's telling you. What if they find out the real me? Okay, so that means you're struggling with who you are yourself, okay? And listen, what that said, also fear of judgment, which once again, none of us should be judging each other. That's God's job. I'll say that again. No one should be judging each other, but a lot of us struggle with that fear of judgment, okay? So what if they find out the real me? And once again, getting you together at who you are at your core, you don't have that fear, okay? You release all that, okay? Suppressed trauma. I'm fine, when really you're not. These are the thoughts that never make it to the surface, but they definitely run the show. I'll read that again. These are the thoughts that never make it to surface, but they definitely are running the show. Okay, now let's discuss why we don't talk about them, okay? Cultural conditioning. Once again, cultural conditions where you're having from outside others or in your cultural people telling you this. Be strong. Don't cry. Push through it. Fear of rejection, appearing weak, or being misunderstood. Lack of safe spaces or support systems. I was just talking to a loved one about this yesterday. Lack of safe spaces or support systems. If an individual, or if you're feeling like you don't have a safe space or a support system, that's the reason why you don't talk about those, okay? But once again, that's very, very important to get or find a safe space or support system, okay? But once again, that's the third reason, one of the reasons why we discuss why we don't talk about them, okay? Now let us discuss the cost of silence, okay, when you're not doing anything about it. Mental and emotional toll, which includes anxiety, which if you follow me, I know about that all too well. Excuse me, allergies. I do apologize. Like I was saying, if you do follow me, I know about anxiety all too well. Something that can really become chronic. You don't actually want to deal with that. So, once again, we're discussing the cost of silence. You don't want to do this to yourself. Burnout, okay? Unhealthy relationships, okay? The cost of silence. Another cost of silence. Impact on your health. Emotional suppression linked to physical stress. That holding things in emotional, you're suppressing it, but it links to physical stress that you will see in some of us. We can dive deep into that, but example by actually meaning overweight or someone losing weight, because that's the impact it's having because of that emotional suppression, okay? And that's just a couple of those. Disconnection from self and others, okay? And it means disconnecting from yourself, okay, and others, okay? You're not even having that awareness with, if you will, with yourself or even with others. It's just a disconnect, okay? Even with yourself and others. Living a life that isn't truly aligned with who you are, okay? So you're not going to be living in alignment with truly who you are. You're going to be living a life that isn't truly in alignment with who you are. It's not in line with who you are, okay? And that's the cost of silence. Now, let's dive into the important next steps on how to start the real conversation, okay? And what we need to do next, okay? The important next steps, okay? Acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Don't be judging yourself, okay? You need to acknowledge your feelings without judging yourself, okay? Journaling prompt. What's the truth I'm afraid to say out loud, okay? So journaling prompt, meaning if you're actually keeping a journal, if you reflect or go through your journal, it's going to actually help you with that, because you're going to be able to tell if you're actually, in other words, are dealing with this issue, okay? Or if you're not. A journal definitely going to help you with that. But what's the truth I'm afraid to say out loud? And a journaling prompt, because once again, if you go through your journal and reflect and go back, it's actually going to, if you're journaling the truth about how you feel, and that's what journal is supposed to be about, it's going to be in that journal, okay? Create or seek out safe spaces. I actually already mentioned that. That means coaching, therapy, or honest friendship, okay? So that's very, very important to do that. Create or seek out safe spaces. I'll repeat that again. Coaching, therapy, or honest friendship, okay? Use powerful I statements. I feel alone. I feel angry. I feel disappointed with myself. I feel like I'm unworthy of anything. In other words, is the next steps. In other words, if you're feeling the ones I'm just talking about, if you're feeling that way, the important next step is you have to change those negative thoughts, okay, and then replace them. So if you're saying, I feel lonely, I feel alone, I feel that I actually need help. I need to seek out a coach or to seek out therapy. I need to find an honest friend I can speak with. I need to create a safe space for myself, okay? I believe I can get past this anger, this feeling of loneliness. I believe that I can, okay? You actually have to, I feel that I can overcome this loneliness. I can overcome this disappointment. I can overcome this frustration. I can overcome this dark place that I'm in right now. Then follow up, like I said, okay, what would you need to do? I need to create a safe space. I believe I can do that by finding an honest friend to speak with, okay? By going to therapy, by going to coaching, okay? But you have to use those powerful statements with those unspoken truths, okay? When and where does this transformation happens? Okay, they're saying, okay, Carla, this is all good and well, but when and where does this transformation happen? Okay, let's start where that transformation starts. It starts here. Okay, this is where you need to start, and where the transformation will begin. Real growth begins with real talk. First with yourself, then with others. I'm going to read that one again. Real growth begins with real talk. Okay? Talking about raw, getting real deep with yourself first. Okay? Being real with yourself. And then real with others. Okay? The courage to speak the unspoken is the first step to healing. Read that one again. The courage to speak the unspoken is the first step to healing. Okay? Now, at this time, I would like to invite you or challenge you today to begin your transformation by addressing the conversation beneath the surface. Whatever conversation or conversations that's beneath the surface that you're having with yourself, I want to invite or challenge you today to begin addressing those, okay? That's where you actually need to start that healing process, okay? So are you ready to stop pretending and start transforming, okay? So if you are, at this time, I'd like to invite you to my coaching program, meaning you can actually reach out to me via email. You can actually give me a call, or you can send me a DM, a direct message, and I'll get that my calendar over to you immediately, where we can have that discovery call, okay? And it's free, the discovery call, in order to go on and, how you say, start your transformation and start your healing, okay? The healing process. Or you can type in the comment section below, free worksheet, because I do have a free worksheet, and it's called the Inner Conversation Guide, and it's free, and I can send it to you via email, okay? But in the comment section, I need you to type in free worksheet. I will actually reach out to you, okay? And then I will actually get that information over to you via email, okay? And it's an awesome free worksheet. It's the Inner Conversation Guide, okay? And then also, before, last but not least, feel free to like, comment, and share with someone who's silently struggling, okay? If you actually feel you know someone that can actually benefit from today's video, or even if they can benefit from that free worksheet, okay? Feel free to like I said, this video, comment, or even share with someone who's silently struggling to actually get in contact with me, okay? And once again, I just wanted to do a quick recap, and then I'll actually get off here. The video that we're talking about today is the conversation that no one talks about, okay? The truth beneath the surface, okay? All right. I'm actually going to in other words, I said a quick recap, but the quick recap is just what today's video is about, okay? The conversation that wants to talk about the truth beneath the surface, okay? Because I actually do have, in other words, that free worksheet if you're actually needing, for whatever reason, and or actually just definitely just watch the replay, and you can type in replay as well, and feel free to leave any comments in the comment section. But like I said, if you're actually struggling, I know someone is struggling, just make sure you actually reach out to me, and if you want that free worksheet, just type in the comment section, like I said, free worksheet, and I can actually send you a reply back, that Inner Conversation Guide. I can actually get that over to you, okay? Take care, stay safe. Y'all, this is actually a pre-recording, and like I said, this will be for my Friday's video, Friday's feature, in other words. Just actually, once again, just sharing and doing some additional videos that I feel that are very, very important, that we don't address. A lot of us don't. That is important, that once again, behind closed doors, a lot of us might actually be dealing with and struggling with, and where we actually just needing that safe space or someone to actually talk to, okay? Bye for now. Y'all have a wonderful day. Talk to y'all soon.